I've noticed something lately, and I'm going to call it the podcast effect. And it's this idea that if you're building something, if you're founding something, that you have to do it all yourself. I've noticed it particularly in my niche, which is fashion brands. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Nat. I work with fashion brands to help them launch and grow profitably and sustainably. I see a lot of content from founders of fashion brands, and it's things like, here are the 5 mistakes I made starting my brand. And I watch them and I think, you could have avoided all of these mistakes, and some of them are crazy. People are spending like $5,000 with a supplier and then not getting their money back and have nothing to show for it. Some people are having to take suppliers to court. I just think there are people out there that can help you not make these mistakes. There's a brilliant quote, and it's something like, an expert is the person who's made all the mistakes in a particular niche so that you don't have to. But there seems to be this culture that failing is learning. So as long as you're taking a learning from it, it's okay to fail as many times as one. And it is okay to fail, but if it's avoidable, why would you? You could save so much time and money if you invested in the right kind of support. And the reason I call this the podcast effect is because I think it's a lot about how we worship founder content and personal brand now, and we platform individuals when something goes really well. When a fashion brand blows up, we get the founder on a podcast rather than the team to talk about how they started. And quite often their journey starts with them and an idea in their bedroom. And it feels like, or when you hear the story, it's like, wow, they did this all on their own. And so everyone else is like, I could just do it on my own too. But what I think is missing is the true story of how these things happen. So one of the questions I always ask when I see a founder that says, I didn't pay myself for X amount of years when I was starting my business or my brand, is who was paying a mortgage? Who was you paying your rent? And they never ask that on a podcast. And 9 times out of 10, either the person was living at home with their parents, or they had a wealthy spouse or partner who could cover both of their costs. And that is a privilege in itself. And that is also a safety net. And I think that's something that people don't consider, that some people can afford to make mistakes. The other thing people don't mention is connections. If your parents have owned multiple businesses, trademarking, registering on Companies House, things like that are so much easier because you've got someone who can just do it for you or help you. Maybe your mum's a lawyer and can make sure you've got a robust contract with your supplier. Like, there's so many things that I think people are getting support on and aren't necessarily honest about when they're telling their founder story, because the founder story doesn't sound as exciting if you say, I had loads of help from all of these different people. I think it's about being sensible, thinking about what are the key things that it's worth spending money on. Things like working with suppliers and supplier relationships, onboarding a supplier, vetting them, managing timelines can be a game changer for a fashion brand. I offer sliding scales of support, so if you're looking for help, DM me and let's have a chat.